What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Chip, right my name, and I'm back at you from RVA Vapes with another review. And today we're talking about the BatPack. That's right, AA batteries in your vape. What you know about that? So today we've got something really special for you. We're looking at the BatPack, which is the first AA vape device from our good friends at Joyetech. Not much to it. It's itty bitty little guy. Get spare O-rings, the VG-PG ratio for your different coil, and of course the warranty card and the manual. Right there inside you got your AA battery. Not a whole lot to this little guy. I do want to point out that for some of you that are trying to do the math on the batteries, these are regular AA batteries. The ones they sent me happen to be rechargeable, so they're NiCad. No, your standard AA batteries are NiCad, so they're not rechargeable. Nickel magnesium, so they are rechargeable versions, but it's the same voltage, the 1.2 volts or 1.3 volts for your standard AA batteries. As you can see, it's very tiny. The tank that it comes with is that same tank that was on our Eco AIO, so you can see it is the cartomizer style tank with the larger juice wicking holes, but it is a 0.5 coil. So they're basically taking that Eco technology that they came up with on the AIO Eco and applying it to a little bit bigger box style. Super cute aluminum construction. It's got some cool finishes to it. Nice little zigzaggy pattern there. And the tank itself has got a nice little honeycomb to it. It's super simple. There's not a whole lot to it. It's very small, but this is a really interesting product because you can run the AA batteries with it, and you can buy your batteries at the supermarket. I don't really know that we need to look much more detailed up close, so let's pop up top and try it out, talk about the performance. So, now that you've had a nice up close look at it, we're going to pull back and talk about this guy a little bit. First of all, you will notice that it's a similar coil design to the AIO Eco that we had, and that will show you that we've already kind of talked about the coils. It's a cartomizer style. It is the 0.5, so it's a sub-ohm, but it's for a salt nick. And the reason that they did that is because they've got that Eco power technology. So you're really only pushing 1.85 volts versus the 3.7 to 4 that you typically see in your vapes. Now, as you can see, size comparison, this guy is itty bitty. You've literally got the batteries go up to about here, and then the rest of it is there, and that's all there is to it, really. So from the top of the tank down to the bottom of the base, you got 112 millimeters. Then you've got 37 millimeters across this way, and then super skinny 18 millimeters that way. So it's got a nice tiny footprint. It's definitely designed for kind of on the go. Obviously with the Eco technology, they're designing this to run with your salt nicotines, which is an interesting choice. Definitely makes sense with the size of the batteries and everything, but they actually provided me with some rechargeable AA NIMH. So they are the rechargeable AA batteries. Now they say 2100 milliamp hours at 1.2 volts. So I guess 1.2 is the nominal voltage. 1.85 is your higher output with two of them running in series here. You know, there's not a whole lot to this guy. So now that we got the parameters out of the way, we want to talk about, they've got 6 cool colors of this guy. I'm going to throw that up right here. And you can see the drip tip top cap kind of matches the tank. 3 of them have this kind of honeycombed pattern, if you will. And it's got there, and you can kind of see that little bitty airflow hole there. It doesn't have adjustable airflow, which I was a little concerned with off rip, but because it is a salt nic style device for higher nicotine concentrations, it's pretty good. What else we got? It is a top fill system, so that whole drip tip slash chimney just comes right off like you see there, and then you just fill it up around the coil. It is a top airflow, so you don't have to worry about it dripping out the bottom anywhere. It just comes in through the top, down through, and right back up. So it does enhance the flavor a little bit. Obviously, they designed it for the AA size batteries because you can buy those anywhere, and it's a really cool thought. The eco power technology with the 1.85 volts allows you to use any type of AA battery. The rechargeable ones you can recharge in a standard battery 2-bay, 4-bay style charger. You just have to set the settings a little bit differently so it doesn't overcharge them to like 4.2 volts like your other lithium ion type batteries. It's designed for, you know, small on-the-go travel. They say you can get approximately 800 puffs using the 2 rechargeables that are provided, and around 150 puffs with the 2 store-bought AA conventional AA batteries. So you definitely lose a little bit of the power lengthwise, but if you don't have a charger or you're out of town or whatever, you can get AA batteries pretty much anywhere. So that's a cool feature. The other thing that's interesting about this is there's no charging port, which I would have thought if they're using a lower voltage setting, it would be easier to charge the batteries in the case than it would anywhere else. But I guess to make it the smaller size factor that they were looking for, they decided to go ahead and not put a charging port in there, which is kind of interesting. So we've done a review on the Eco AIO before, which uses the same BF 0.5 high nicotine coils. Now they say they're good up to about 70-30 VG/PG ratio. I've had much better success at 50-50, 60-40. But you know, most of your salt nicotines are closer to a 50-50 base. Like I've got some of this Solus salts, vanilla bean in there. So that's really all there is to tell you about it as far as the design and the construction and all that stuff. We're going to get to the pros and cons. Now, I like the size. It's very small and compact. It feels nice in the hand, but it's a metal case. So it could probably take some pretty good abuse compared to some of the other pod systems that are out there. Not having adjustable airflow, which we've seen has now become available in pod systems, is kind of a downer. But I do like the kind of honeycomb look of the tank and everything. It's got a cool feel to it and a nice design. These coils, again, we've had mixed results. I'm hoping that this one, being the newer version, is going to perform a little bit better than the Eco AIO coil did, but it also could have been a juice issue with the liquid I was using at the time, so I picked something different. We just got Solus salts in here at RVA Vapes, so I wanted to try some of their flavors out and see what they got going on. As you can see, for a salt nic device, it definitely has a good amount of vapor production, and because it's got that top airflow going down in and coming back up to the cartomizer style coil, you really get a good flavor out of it. It's very rich. And reminds me a lot of like a vanilla bean creamer kind of flavor. That's what I get out of this vanilla bean from Solus. But overall, I'm kind of excited about this little guy. You know, it's been sitting on my desk for a couple weeks now, and I just haven't had a chance to get to it to really give it a once over. But I feel like this is one of the coolest new innovations that I've seen in vaping, going to a more conventional battery size so you can get the batteries anywhere. The design is really nice. The construction feels good. It's a super simple one-button operation with you know, a colored light that you see there. And I go AIO. I could see the coil being a big thumbs down. But so far, this one's been performing good. And I ran a tank through here already, so this is the second tank on this coil. And I've got to say, I really like the flavor. Joyetech Salt Nic coils have really got good flavor to them. And because they're organic cotton, it gives you that same richness and layered flavor that you're looking for. But all in all, I gotta say, this thing gets 2 big thumbs up for me. I'm not sure how the AA battery technology is going to catch on or not in the vaping industry, but it's definitely an interesting idea. And I like that they're kind of expanding the realm of vaping and thinking outside the box. So this one is definitely one that I'm going to be keeping for a little while and running a little bit longer term test on. Like I said, it's only been about a day and a half that I've actually been using it, but I have messed with it before then just to kind of get a feel for everything that's going on here. And between the eco lower voltage technology, the sub-ohm coil with the higher nicotine, the AA batteries, there's a lot of new technology going on here. So if anything changes, I'll definitely make an update video to this. But from what I can gather for the first, you know, couple of days using it, I really like this thing. So you may be seeing it soon at RVA Vapes. Other than that, I just want to thank you guys for your time. As always, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. We got new videos coming out every Saturday. And we also do a live webcast on the second Tuesday of every month at 7:30 p.m. East Coast time, called Ask a Vapor. So make sure you tune into that with all of your vape related questions. I don't really have anything else for you. The BatPack, 2 thumbs up so far. And we just want to say, if you want to smoke, that's your business. If you want to quit, you know where we're at.